audible ako? that you are having a good day so far. On behalf of all the Living in the IT Era instructors of our dear college, I would like to usher you in to our webinar entitled The Art of Questioning, Its Relevance in Instructional Design, and the Advent of AI. I am Miss Judy Anti Sumala, and I am your moderator for this afternoon's endeavor. As we formally begin with the program, let's be mindful of the Lord's Prayer and His goodness through a doxology. It is to be followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem and the hymn of the Bulacan State University.
Hope for the weary, strength for the faint, fountain of mercy. Peace to the restless, breath in our lungs, lover and friend. Emmanuel, God with us. Emmanuel, here with us. Our hiding place, our safe refuge, the name above all names. In boundless love, you cover us. You're the anchor of our hearts. Peace in the sorrow, rest for our souls, faithful and true. Home for the stranger, life for the lost, God of the ages. Emmanuel, God with us. Emmanuel,
ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Sayang mag-inip, dalas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tulad ka ng matitim, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisigil. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bagang, may dilagang tula ang awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nanininig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng malhating pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya dapat may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Bulacan State University, thy name will always be. You prepare us in life's journey for the service of God and society. You nurture our minds in diversity. Oh, great is thy faculty. BSU, your fame and beauty will uphold till eternity. Creative thoughts and skillful hands, to us your best gift of time. We will share our best to humanity for nation's prosperity. Your vision is now our mission. We shall lead the next generation. The one is secret in our hearts, we will treasure
And before we start formally with our program this afternoon, let me remind everybody about the attendance form. It is already pinned in the comment section of our YouTube live stream. And to the ones participating through this Zoom meeting, you may also access our attendance in the chat function of this platform. And also, let me remind everybody about the evaluation, which is to be accomplished later after the program proper. We will be posting once again through the comment section the link to the evaluation form. And of course, we are encouraging everyone to comment their questions for our resource speaker. And your queries will be entertained later through the open forum after our lecture. And to show that we are indeed ready to listen and to participate in this webinar, to the ones who are watching in our YouTube live stream and to the ones who are joining through our Zoom meeting, let me see the emoji purple heart. Once again, to the ones who are watching through our YouTube live stream and to the ones that are appearing here in the Zoom meeting, please comment the emoji purple heart. And once again, please do not forget to take a screenshot of your comment. Okay, so once that's being done, to deliver her prefatory remarks, let us have our fellow dedicated and generously beautiful colleague in the Department of Mathematics, Miss Rosalie S. Villafuerte.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Judy Sumala. To the Dean of the College, Dr. Edgardo M. Santos. To the College Secretary of the College of Science, Dr. Department Chair of Mathematics, Sir Benedict Estrella. To the Program Chair of BS Mathematics, Sir Harris Rafael de la Cruz. To our faculty, to my co-instructors in Living in the IT Era, to all the students, especially those who are taking up the LITE subject, and audience, good afternoon. Technology has continuously emerging the life now of humanity. All of us now has integrated technology in our daily living. From the moment we woke up, we are looking to our cell phone where we use to check time and messages if updates about the world from a social media application. Up to the time when we are about to sleep, where we are going to repeat the process. This is happening every time. We are enjoying the fruit and letting us benefiting of its advantage. Living in the IT era to make technology, specifically the IT and ICT, appreciable to everyone. That it doesn't only serve selected people, but every one of us. As the technology has continuously positively the privilege is kind of activity for our students who are taking this course. We are hoping that you all enjoy learning the subject with enjoyment, and may God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Villafuerte, for welcoming our dear students to this webinar. And now, let us get to know our resource speaker. Our speaker is a certified Bulsuan. He is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Mathematics with specialization in Computer Science from our dear university. He also pursued Master of Arts in Education, major in Computer Assisted Instruction at La Consolacion University, Philippines, and graduated summa cum laude in the year 2020. Currently, he is on his residency break from studying Master of Science in Statistics at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. He also is currently taking up Doctor of Philosophy in Education, major in Educational Leadership and Management at LCUP. In the course of his career, he was able to maintain the integrity of online courses for the blended learning setup of FEU High School Incorporated. In a span of 2 years and 4 months as a faculty and educational technology officer of the institution, he created and managed content of digitally delivered lessons in the Canvas LMS platform, and he also handled LMS training among the faculty. He also served as a content developer related to Course Hero at Emapta Versatile Services Incorporated, a premium staffing company from April 2021 up to August 2022. It is there where he improved the quality and accuracy of each e-learning content for mathematics, computer science, and statistics. He is also a specialist in instructional design in connection to Pearson at Concentrix Dash Services Philippines. In the course of his employment, he was able to create job aids for Pearson MyFinOps, focusing on procurement processes. He also simplified existing job aids and updated them based on focus group discussions, and he eventually took on the role of a decision maker in the recent new hire curriculum review for agents. Sure, he's more than just a good looking guy who also happens to have a talent in singing. He also possesses a significant expertise in the field of ICT, which makes him the most suitable resource speaker in this webinar. Dear students and fellow faculty members, let us welcome Mr. Marco C. Mandap.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes,
Am I
sir, we
clear?
can hear you.
Yan. Sorry po, medyo mainit. Okay, my discussion is all about the art of questioning. So I'll be sharing my screen now. So thank you po sa short introduction. Nakakatawa naman po na dig po yung info na yan. But anyway, so as we start this discussion, so I'll be focusing on different aspects of instructional design. So this is not just focused on the instructional design itself, but this will be anchored, or should I say branch towards different disciplines, so such as medicine, education, and more. So let me welcome you to the art of questioning, so and its relevance in instructional design and the advent of AI. So as an instructional designer, so I do this most of the time. So what does an instructional designer do? So we simplify processes, we simplify what's complicated, and then we actually analyze and suggest changes to the curriculum of different accounts that we handle in the corporate world. So while in education naman, so we focus more on how the curriculum was built and how we could integrate the learning management system and actually give engaging learning to students. So yun yung job ng isang instructional designer. So let's start our discussion. So let me just have my remote here. Teka lang ha. Pakisabi na lang po if medyo choppy yung signal kasi I'm not in control of the signal right now. PLDT was really complicated weeks back. So today's agenda will be all about the introduction of the art of questioning, and then the art of questioning in instructional design. So what do I do with it? Paano ako nag-excel dun sa pag-question? Then the art of questioning in the age of AI. So what is its relevance? So why do we need to learn such a thing? Why do we need to learn this art? And then how the art of questioning can help your career. So you'll be able to answer that after this short webinar. So let's get into it. So part 1, question. So sino sa inyo yung nakakaalam ng reference na ginamit ko dito? Anyone? So if you know the reference, you are a Swiftie. So question. So mag-umpisa muna tayo. Paano binubuo yung isang question? Okay, so define what is the art of questioning. So that's our first objective. Second, realize its importance in instructional design and in AI. And then lastly, we are to construct questions to extract valuable information. Because hindi nyo lang alam gaano ka-importante itong mga questions na to. Okay, when we create questions, so how deep do they go? So are they used correctly? Are they formatted correctly? So you will know more about questions. So next. Okay, so to start, so the stage of getting to know always starts with a short question. So when we love or when we have someone to pursue, syempre una nagtatanong tayo ng likes and dislikes. Okay? Kagaya din sa ACADS. Okay? When we are to know something, we want to know something, we ask questions. And you cannot magically know everything, just like putting an SD card in your brain, which is impossible to know everything. So you have to ask questions. So sorry, Marina. Anyway, so that's it for the first quote of the day. Let's start. So what is the art of questioning? So it is defined as the ability to ask effective, thought-provoking, and open-ended questions that facilitate learning and promote critical thinking. medyo madugo yung ano, no? Pero i-explain natin yan. So, it's a skill that, okay, or it's a process of inquiry that involves asking questions that challenge the current assumptions. So, hindi lang siya after dun sa pag-question. So, dapat maka-challenge siya ng assumptions. And then clarify the concepts, and then uncover deeper meanings. And then the art of questioning is an important tool in education, business, and other fields where critical thinking and problem solving are very essential. So, bakit essential nga bang pagtatanong? Kasi, una, kung hindi ka magtatanong, hindi mo malalaman kung ano yung gusto mong malaman. Pangalawa, hindi ka mag-jump. Parang if mag-jump ka sa conclusions, okay, that is not a proper process of gathering information. So you always have to ask questions. And then asking questions isn't limited to the one we will vote in elections or the one you will answer in exams. So questions deal about life, deal about choices, deal about careers. So it matters. It matters how you question things, okay? And then effective questioning involves asking open-ended questions that encourage dialogue and foster a deeper understanding of the subject matter. So what do we mean by that? So, dapat nagkakaroon ng discussions after nating magtanong. Hindi lang siya nagsa-stop dun sa, kumain ka na? O tapos, kumain na ako. Saan nabuo yung conversation dun? Wala, di ba? So, dapat sa art of questioning, nakakabuo tayo ng meaningful dialogues, meaningful conversation, wherein there is an exchange of information which encourages learning. And then, so this can involve asking follow-up questions, just like what I've said, and probing for more information, and encouraging reflection and self-assessment. And then lastly, the art of questioning can also involve active listening, empathy, and the ability to adapt questioning techniques to the needs and preferences of the individual or group being questioned. So I think I have explained the brief definition of the art of questioning. So let's get to the next part. So in today's learning landscape, effective questioning is more important than ever before. With the rise of technology and online learning, it is increasingly important to engage students in active learning and to provide opportunities for them to interact with the material and with each other. So asking effective questions is crucial in instructional design because it helps to create more engaging and effective or personalized learning experience for students. And also, when instructors ask high-quality questions, they often encourage students to think critically and reflect on their learning, and which can lead to deeper understanding and retention of information. So effective questioning can also help to identify the gaps in knowledge, clarify misunderstandings, and provide opportunities for students to apply what they have learned. So, punta tayo dun sa sinasabi nating effective questioning. So, effective questioning, on one point, if you are applying it in research, for example, if you don't have the correct research questions, if you don't have the correct set of objectives, you will not be able to answer or defend your title. Importanteng aligned yung questions natin dun sa gustong makuha ng study, dun sa general objective ng study, para ma-achieve natin yung goal natin. So, that said, the approach of the art of questioning is from general to specific. So, we will go back to that later. So, explain ko bakit naging general to specific si questioning. And then, moreover, the use of effective questioning in instructional design, not only in instructional design actually, can help to personalize learning. Ayun, yun yung thing doon, personalizing learning. And to cater the diverse needs and preferences of individual learners. And by asking questions that are relevant to each student's experience, instructors can create more inclusive student experience. So instructors can create more inclusive learning environment that is tailored to the needs and preferences of each learner. So let's say sa online classes, no? We have to make sure, so this is for teachers, so this is not just a talk for, this is not just a talk for students. So sometimes you could really extend our perspective. So as a teacher, so why would I give such assessments na hindi lahat ng estudyante ko makaka-accommodate? So for example, gusto ko magpa-upload ng isang video presentation nasa 4K, ganun. 4K, 4K resolutions and then 60 frames per second. Tapos yung deadline para gawin lang yun is 1 week. So, given the amount of time, so let's apply the art of questioning. So let's analyze the problem first. So you are to create a video which is a 4K quality, 60 frames per second, and you have 1 week to finish it. On most cases, depending on types of video and the amount of production that you need and the money, that is possible to finish. But given that you are dealing with students and you're not dealing with companies, you're not dealing with production, you're not dealing with a production level budget. So you as a teacher, sapat ba yung binigay mong timeline sa mga estudyante mo para maipasa yung karampatang project? And you as a student, if you will apply the art of questioning, so unahin mo muna yan, yung pinaka-objective mo. So our objective is to actually create a video. So how might we make this video? So doon ka na mag-start magtanong, paano natin matatapos yung mga process na to? Dapat marunong kang mag-divide ng process, tapos magtanong ka on those processes for you to actually achieve your objective. Okay, so we will be tailoring that as we go deeper into the art of questioning. So what I'm giving you right now is just a generalized process. But later on, i-name natin yung process na yan para matulungan kayong mag-isip ng mabuti. And actually guys, questioning and thinking are present. So, or should I say, sabay dapat silang ginagawa. Hindi ka lang nagtatanong para lang makapagtanong ka. So magtanong ka, pero i-formulate mo muna. Because a low quality question always results in a low quality answer. Okay? And then furthermore, effective questioning can help to bridge the gap between traditional classroom and instruction, as well as online learning. By incorporating the platforms, instructors or students can create a more interactive or engaging learning experience that mirrors the benefits of traditional classroom instruction. Wala pa tayo sa ganung level sa Pilipinas kasi nga madami pang problema in terms of internet connection. However, we could do this if we first, kailangan talaga ng budget eh. Kasi yung production levels natin hindi level sa budget ng ibang schools. And since the method of teachers in Bulacan, as I've observed, based on anecdotal evidence, talagang sila lang yung gumagawa. Walang tumutulong sa atin to actually produce our materials. You don't have secretaries or what. So, sari-sariling skills. So, kung gusto mo build ng video, kung gusto mo ng interactive discussions, limited yon dun sa technical capability ng teacher. Ayan. So, I just added that. Okay, so let's turn to the next slide, please. Okay. Ay, bumalik. Sorry. Okay, next. So let's deal with the types of questions. So hindi lang ito yung types of questions, no? Ninarrow down ko lang sa 4 para magkasya lang dito sa discussion natin. And these are the most important ones. So we have to know what are open-ended questions, close-ended questions, probing question, and leading question. So importante po na malaman natin yung pinagkakaiba ng mga yan at kung kailan natin sila gagamitin. Okay? Now, let's proceed to the first one. Okay. Balik tayo. Okay. Sige, wait lang ha. Sobrang init, guys. The summer heat is already beating us. Anyway, so let's go back. There are several types of questions that can be used in different situations to achieve different objectives. So some of the most common types of questions include, first, the open-ended question. So what do we mean by that? So these are questions that encourage the respondent to provide a detailed and comprehensive response. So open-ended questions typically begin with why, how, or what. So basta yung parang pa-essay yung niya, parang bakit? Di ba? Paano? Ano? And they allow the respondent to provide their own perspective and opinions. Examples of open-ended questions include, can you tell me more about your experience with this topic? Or what are some possible solutions to this problem? So those are just the examples. Then those are not limited to those. Depende sa pinag-aaral mo at depende yan sa subject mo. And then close-ended questions. These are questions that typically require a yes or no answer. So close-ended questions are often used to gather specific information quickly and efficiently. And then examples of these close-ended questions are probing, dito? Excuse me. Examples of close-ended questions are, for example, sabihin mo, did you understand the instructions? Or have you ever used this tool before? So, doon sa context ng question, yes or no lang yung kailangan from you. And then, probing. Pag sinabi mong probing, these are questions that are designed to elicit more information from the respondent. Probing questions are often used to encourage the respondent to expand on their initial response, or to provide more detail. So the examples of these probing questions include, so halimbawa, pwede sabihin natin na, can you explain that in more detail? So, what led you to that conclusion? Ganun. Paano mo nasabing mahal mo siya? Ganun. Ayan. Anyway, leading questions. So these are questions that are phrased in a way that suggests a particular answer or response. Leading questions can be problematic. Okay, take note of that, because they can bias the response and lead the respondent to provide inaccurate or incomplete information. So example, so kailan nagiging leading yung question natin? So wouldn't you agree that this is the best solution? So parang pinangungunahan mo siya, di ba? Or don't you think that this is the right approach? Yan. When people ask questions like this, especially sa relationship, red flag, joke. Okay, ano yun it's a way of manipulating the situation to let the people, to let the person agree to what you say, kahit na medyo wala namang point or ano, and it's just bias, okay? So balikan natin, sorry, bumalikan. Okay, next one. Sige. So ito yung kanina. So iyan lang natin, ulitin lang natin. So open-ended questions with why, how, or what, and they allow the respondents to provide their own perspective or opinions. Ayan po yung kanina. And then there are some more examples of open-ended questions. So halimbawa, you are in an education field. So what should be the theme of your questions? So if you're under the education degree, open-ended questions encourage critical thinking and reflection, which are essentials for learning and growth. Ayun yung nagagawa sa'yo. Ang benefit naman kapag nasa business ka, so it can help to uncover actually new ideas and insights, leading to innovation and improved decision making, which is very important in corporate. And then, how about healthcare? Paano nakakatulong yung art of questioning doon? So it can help to build rapport with patients, understand their concerns and needs, and provide more personalized care. Ito, research na sabi natin kanina. How do open-ended questions help research? So it allows researchers to gather rich and detailed data that can be analyzed or used to inform future studies. And then, saan pa ba meron? Yan, sa customer service, pwede din. Sa journalism, sa law, sa counseling, sa politics, especially sa law. Open-ended questions can help to what? Encourage clients to express their feelings and thoughts more freely, leading to more effective counseling. Okay, yan, sa counseling pala yun. So sa law, sa testimony, ayun. Testimony for witnesses leading to more informed legal decisions. So pardon for that mistake. So decisions, legal decisions, law, and effective counseling, sa counseling. Sa politics, ginagamit din yan, madalas. Open-ended questions can help to elicit more detailed and nuanced opinions and perspectives from constituents, leading to more informed policy decisions. Okay? When these applications are really followed faithfully, so you can expect a greater amount of learning incurred. Okay? So yun yung use ng open-ended questions. Next tayo. Close-ended questions. So again, reiterating the definition a while ago. So these are questions that are typically require yes or no answer or a specific response from the respondent. So close-ended questions are often used to gather specific information quickly and efficiently. And yung examples kanina. And then, what do you think are the disadvantage of these questions? Bakit hindi natin sila masyadong ginagamit? So ginagamit, hindi naman ibig sabihin na, excuse me. Okay. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na nilagay natin siya as parang disadvantage kagad, wala na siyang advantage. Pero i-emphasize lang natin para mas encourage natin yung open discussion sa art of questioning. So first, limited responses sa close-ended questions. Bakit nagkakaroon ng limit? Just like a while ago, when you're being asked with close-ended questions, you are expected to just follow a set of answers, like a multiple choice. Kahit wala dun yung tamang sagot, kailangan mong pumili. Unless sabihin ng teacher na bonus yun. Or kailangan yung isulat yung tamang sagot. Okay? Ayun yung isang disadvantage niya. Sometimes, all the choices are wrong. You just have to state the correct answer. And then, lack of detail. Close-ended questions often provide only a brief answer, which may not provide enough detail or context to fully understand the topic being discussed. Okay? Mahirap yan. Lalo na kapag halimbawa, sinasabi natin na okay lang tayo kahit hindi tayo okay. Hindi tayo nagbibigay ng details. So, while in the case that we are not really required to give details, it actually helps during conversations. So, kapag halimbawa, hindi ka masyadong pala discuss or wala kang naiaambag sa conversation, hindi ka effective questioner. Or hindi ka effective kausap. Or there are a lot of reasons why. Maybe you're just an introvert. Okay? But again, effective questioning really brings life to any discussion. And discussions are always present in any type of job. Remember that. And then, leading responses. Close-ended questions can lead to the respondent to give a particular answer which can bias the conversation and lead to inaccurate or incomplete information being shared. Ayan. Similar to the leading question kanina, pwede mong isway. Pwedeng masway yung response ng respondent dun sa close-ended question. Na hindi naman yun yung intended yung sagot, pero left without choice lang siya. Kailangan niya sagutan. And then, excuse me, lack of flexibility. So close-ended questions do not allow for a follow-up question or for the conversation to be guided by the flow of discussion. Excuse me. Potentially missing important insights or perspectives. Wait lang. Sorry, I'm quite sick this morning, so sometimes I'm gonna take a break. And so where are we? Okay, so leading responses. Okay, so next to leading responses is the lack of flexibility. So close-ended questions do not allow follow-up questions, saying nga, and then incomplete information. Close-ended questions may not allow for all possible responses to be given, which is very correct. Potentially missing important information or perspectives that could be valuable to the discussion. Okay, so that's all for close-ended questions. So let's go to the next one, which is the probing question. Again, these are questions that are designed to elicit more information from the respondents. So probing questions are often used to encourage the respondent to expand on their initial response or to provide more detail. Okay. So sabi dito, ang examples is, can you explain that in more detail and what led you to that conclusion? So, okay, so let's have some situations on different jobs para ma-explain natin yung importance ni probing questions. So, halimbawa, you are in instructional design. So, probing questions can be used to encourage learners to reflect on their learning for deeper understanding. So, for example, after presenting a new concept or an idea, an instructional designer might ask for a series of probing questions to encourage learners to think more deeply about the material. So, anong material na yun? Yung binibigay sa kanila na lesson para magampanan nila yung trabaho nila. Excuse me. So, more detail in instructional design. Bawa, instructional designer ka, merong pinapagawa yung client mo. For example, ano siya? PowerPoint example, ano siya? PowerPoint presentation. And then, excuse me. Dinig ba ako? Di ba ako nawala?
Ayan. Sir, dinig naman po, hindi naman po nawala yung audio.
Okay. Kasi nag-recording stop siya.
Mm-mm.
Sige po. Alright, so, ayun nga, kapag kasi instructional designer ka, ang pinapagawa ng client sa'yo is, meron siyang task. Minsan, sige, Margo, create a presentation for this report on the usage of the learning management system. Dapat mapakita natin yan on Friday, ganun. So, dapat marunong ka mag-ask ng questions. So, what type of questions do you actually encounter? So, example, can you give me an example of this concept? So, how might be applied? Let's reassess that or rearrange that. Can you give me some examples of how this concept might apply in a real-world scenario? So, that's one. And then, second question, is ID ka. Pwedeng itanong sa'yo, how does this concept relate to other concepts you have learned? So, sa ano kasi, sa BPO, minsan kapag nagtitrain ka ng mga agents, ganyan, parang pinapa-explain mo sa kanila yung isang term, yan. Tinatanong yan. So, what are some potential challenges or limitations of this concept? Ayan. So, sa job interviews naman, kung ikaw, magiging HR ka in the future. So, kung HR ka, so it's important that you know the art of questioning. So, in job interviews, probing questions can be used to gather more detailed information about the candidate's experience, skills, and work style. So, for example, an interviewer might ask a particular candidate. So, baka sabi niya, can you tell me more about yourself? Or you can say, can you tell me more about how you handled a challenging situation in a previous job? So, syempre, expect mo na dapat magkukwento yung employee or yung applicant. So, pag di siya nagkwento masyado, alam mo na gagawin mo. Okay, nasa yun kung tatagawin mo siya or hindi. So, next, how do you approach problem solving in your work? So, that's one. What are some specific examples or of you have demonstrated leadership in your career? Right, example yun. So, ano pa ba? Basta anything that would explain anything that would make someone explain themselves. That's a probing question. So, it's similar to the leading question. However, the only difference is that the leading question is biased. Okay? So, halimbawa, merong isang training on sales techniques. Minsan gumagamit kami ng leading questions para i-guide yung learners namin sa iba't ibang hypothetical sales scenario. Madami yan sa call center. Yung anong gagawin mo kapag yung customer biglang nagalit? Ano yung gagawin mo kapag biglang pinagmumura ka? On call? Ganun. Dapat alam mo yung gagawin doon. So, that's also a part of the art of questioning. Thinking of scenarios. So, dapat alam mo yung gagawin mo on those particular parts because you already asked the question in your mind. And then if you already asked that question in your mind, you must take note of that and then you propose a solution beforehand, before it even happens. Ayun yung usage ni art of questioning. Wait lang po. We will be continuing this. Wait lang. I'm taking short breaks to actually wipe off some sweat off my face because it's really hot. The summertime is really something this year. Anyway, next po. Ano pa yung pwede natin gawing example? Okay, so let's have some explanations muna dun sa leading questions. So it is important to know, however, that the use of leading questions in instructional design should be approached with caution. So as learners should always be encouraged to think critically and to explore multiple perspectives and ideas. Guys, this is very important. Why? Examples research. Okay. Sinabi ng nagde-defend yung group nyo sa panelists na ng isang questionnaire. And then you said that validated po ito kasi ginamit po siya sa Russia or ginamit po siya sa ibang country. And napatunayan po na validated na po siya. So, hindi na po namin kailangang di na namin po kailangan na mag-validity or reliability kasi ginamit na po ng ibang research. Wrong. Okay. Some of the questions that you need to consider as someone who practices art of questioning are these. Pareho ba ng culture yung mga tao sa lugar kung saan kinonduct yung study na yun or hindi? You have to think of that. What are the similarities of the people or the respondents living in that area and living in the Philippines? So, if you spot some differences, then you might want to ask questions to your professor or your advisor. Sir, ma'am, doc, prof, can I revalidate this questionnaire so that it could be proven that it could be used under a Philippine setting? And that's the right thing to do. You ask questions first before you do something. Yeah. And then, ano pa ba? Okay, next. So, tapos na tayo sa 4 types of questions. So, punta naman tayo sa benefits of asking questions. Medyo common sense, pero ibibigay ko kasi kailangan. Nakakalimutan eh. So, most of these are already taught to you during elementary. But we need to reiterate this kasi magagamit nyo sila as life skills. So, in technical skills nyo, may improve nyo yan. As well as life skills. So, yung art of questioning na to, magagamit nyo siya in coordination with those tech skills that you possess after you graduate. So, asking questions. So, these are the benefits. So, first one, encourages active learning. So, pagka sinabi mong ganyan, you are actually actively engaging with the material or taking an active role on your own learning. And then, asking questions promotes critical thinking. Then it challenges the learners to think critically about the subject matter and to analyze and evaluate the information, leading to a deeper understanding of the material. It also enhances the problem-solving skills. So by asking questions, one encourages learners to apply critical thinking skills to solve complex problems and to actually identify new solutions to existing problems because you were able to pinpoint the specific ones. And then fosters creativity. Asking questions can foster creativity by encouraging learners to think outside of the box and to consider new and innovative solutions to problems. And then personalizes learning. Asking questions can help to personalize learning by encouraging learners to reflect on their own experiences and to apply the material to their own unique situations and contexts. Then lastly, it increases engagement by creating a more interactive and dynamic learning environment. Kasi nga, kapag maganda yung interface ng or not the interface, but kung maganda yung way ng pagtatanong mo, makakakuha ka ng magandang sagot. So just like what I've said a while ago, low quality question leads to a low quality answer. Okay? Next one. Okay, now how do we personalize learning? By asking the correct questions. Okay, i-define muna natin kung ano yung personalized learning. Sige nga, I will ask the people here if you want to answer. So just leave a message. So when you say personalized learning, so what do you mean by that? Sige, habang nag-iisip yung ating mga madlang people, so i-discuss ko lang bakit paano pina-personalize ng instructional design or ng art of questioning yung learning? Paano niya pina-personalize? By asking the correct questions. Okay? Asking questions encourages learners to reflect on their own experiences and to consider how the material relates to their own lives. So, di ba, sometimes hinahanap natin yan kung relatable ba yung subject or hindi. And also the concepts. This promotes a more personalized approach to learning and helps learners to connect with the material on a deeper level. So, if it's relatable, okay, it's personalized learning. And then, fosters autonomy. Asking questions can promote student agency by giving learners more control over their own learning. So, this is a call for institutions to actually experiment on online learning by integrating free online courses. So, umpisa natin sa ganun. Like, mag-introduce tayo mag-offer tayo ng mga online courses. And then from there, makikita natin yung mga challenges on how we could actually run fully online learning modality. Kasi kailangan natin kumawala dun sa ano na yun dito? Existing bubble ng learning na hindi lang sa classroom dapat ang learning. Okay? And then, increases engagement. So asking questions can increase learning engagement by creating a more interactive or dynamic learning environment. So by inviting learners to ask questions and to participate in the learning process, instructors can help to create a more engaging and effective learning experience. And then lastly, second to the last, support different learning styles. So by asking questions, you can support different learning styles by providing learners with multiple opportunities to engage with the material. Kasi hindi naman lahat tayo natututo sa isang paraan lang. Yung iba sa atin, mas natututo kapag visual yung subject. Kapag masyadong texty yung subject para sa iba, nakakalula, ayaw din nila, pero iba gusto nila. Iba-iba tayo ng style. Iba-iba din tayo ng major, iba-iba din tayo ng strengths and weaknesses. So, you must personalize your learning experience based on your strengths, based on your weakness. If alam mo na mahina ka sa bagay na to, you should ask more questions. Nothing is wrong with asking questions. That doesn't make you a lesser person. Okay? The only thing that will make you lesser is when you forget to ask questions. Okay? Kasi syempre naman, paano ka gagalaw sa mundong ibabaw kung hindi ka marunong magsalita? Or not magsalita, I'm sorry for that, but magtanong. Kung normal kang tao, no? So not counting those persons with disability. Even persons with disability ask questions. 'Di ba? Kung sila kaya nila magtanong, what more pa kaya ikaw? So as long as it's not low quality. So as much as possible, we're not requiring na lahat ng conversation natin pang high level. So syempre, dapat na pa rin. Parang we maintain a good level of balance within ourselves. But if you are working in a serious environment like education or healthcare, asking questions is one of the key components on how you could actually build your success. Kasi by asking questions, you can learn everything. Okay? Not everyone would answer your question, but at least if you search, you can answer your own question or vice versa. Pwede lang sagutin tanong mo, pwede mo sagutin yung sarili mong tanong. As long as you ask questions, and it's an investigative process, kumbaga. Okay? So, depende sa situation kung kailan natin i-apply yan. So, again, yung sinasabi ko kanina, if you want precise answers, or if you want low-quality answers, ask low-quality questions. Or if you want precise answers, ask precise questions.
Excuse me, sir. Medyo nawala po yung inyong audio.
Sorry. Di ko yata na-turnan yung ano. sorry. Ulitin ko yung dito sa part na to.
Okay po.
Dito ba ako nawala? Dito po ba ako nawala?
Diyan,
part po na to.
sir, sa next na slide dyan.
Ito. Ito
Ayan,
po.
sir. Ay, after that pa.
Ito.
Ayan.
Okay, akala ko nawala. Pero narinig niyo po yung dito, yung sa if you want precise answers, you ask precise questions.
Yes po,
Yan.
sir.
Yan po. Thank you po. Okay, next. So let's have a short discussion. So it is said that the art of questioning is just a fancy term from general to specific. Okay, totoo yun. Okay, but what do you think? Let's have some short discussion. So I want to elicit some opinions from the students. Sige, kahit siguro isa lang or dalawa. So please explain why the art of questioning is just a fancy term for general to specific. Sige nga po. I will wait for a minute. Kahit short answer lang po, babasahin natin.
Okay, so once again to our dear participants in the YouTube live stream tsaka dito sa ating Zoom meeting, can kindly briefly explain why the art of questioning is just a fancy term for from general to specific. So any brief response, will be sufficient. Ayan, I think.
As of now, wala pa pong nag-message. Kung nahiya po, pwede po natin ipadaan sa mga facilitators natin, like si Ma'am Aubrey and Sir Arsen. Okay, mukhang wala natatanong.
All right. So meron pong nagsabi na student from our YouTube live stream. Actually, this is one of my students. Sabi niya, questioning is the use of general ideas to create questions specific to what you are inquiring.
That is correct. So yun, din sa sinabi lang yun, is also called as personalized learning. Kasi po, nagtanong siya para ma-learn niya on her own. Okay, that's or on his own pala, sorry. Yan po. So other opinions regarding that?
Okay, so far, response pa lang ni Mr. Joss Luis Cruz yung aking nakikita, and then the rest, ayan, puro nagko-comment ng kanilang names and sections, ano? Okay, I
po.
think that's it, sir.
Thank you po. Okay, so that is so tama. So questioning is the use of general ideas to create questions specific to what you're learning. Thank you for that, Just Luis Cruz. So while the other questioning does involve moving from general to specific, which is correct, it is much more than just a fancy term for this process. Bakit? So, bakit nga ba ganun? So, the art of questioning involves a range of techniques and strategies designed to encourage critical thinking, deep learning, and effective communication. So, for example, the art of questioning involves asking open-ended questions, which allow for a wide range of responses to encourage learners to explore their own thoughts and ideas. It also involves asking probing questions, which encourage learners to think more deeply about the subject matter and to analyze and evaluate information. In addition, the art of questioning involves active listening, which is an essential skill for effective communication. So by actively listening to the responses of learners, instructors can gain a deeper understanding of their needs and preferences para makapag-adjust on their approach accordingly. And then, overall, while the art of questioning does involve what do you call this, moving from general to specific, it is much more than just a simple process. So it is a comprehensive approach to teaching and learning that involves a range of techniques and strategies that are designed to promote critical thinking, deep learning, and effective communication. So that's it for the art of questioning part 1. So now part 2, we will go to the advent of AI. So I'll be, wait lang po.
Ayan, so habang nagpe-prepare si Mr. Manda for the next part of our webinar, let me just acknowledge the students who are participating in our YouTube live streams comment section. So I see several familiar names. From the definition kanina ng art of questioning, Mr. Bryant Gilmar Maliksi says it depends the process of learning, or it depends the process of learning. And another from Miss Catherine Bautista, hello. Because the more you get curious to something, mas ginugusto mo pong malaman yung small details ng bagay na yun. So that's very contextualized. Another from Mr. Romulus Christus D. Estrella. Basically, a general question often gives specific answers, which can also vary from one respondent to another. So it makes sense naman, nga naman. Another from Mr. John Bert De Hoya. General to specific means tackling a certain topic in varying degrees. Yes. So the art of questioning determines the scope of knowledge you're trying to acquire. So of course, depende sa iyong objective, 'di ba? Or what do you call this, perspective, or kung ano yung gusto mong malaman, 'di ba? Dun din nagva-vary yung degree of your level of questioning. Another from Miss Desiree Lizelle Mariano, because the more we ask question, like a general question, it makes us more curious, more about that specific thing that leads to ask more questions and to know more about the details of the topic. So parang sobrang uh, prominent kay yung term na asking and the term questions. And we have another comment here from Mr. Lance Harry O. Bernardino. Because actively asking questions for us for a topic leads us to be more curious about it and leads us to answer that are more specific. So I think the point is well taken, ano, base sa ating mga comments from our participants. So once again, thank you for your participation, and we are now going to the second part. Ayan.
Okay po. Salamat po sa mga nag-participate sa ating YouTube Live, and I'm glad that you have already grasped what is the first part of the art of questioning. Now we'll be continuing it, but we will mix in some newcomer, which is the trending AI. So the advent of AI is a very remarkable and a transformative event in human history. So naniniwala ba kayo doon? So it ushers a new era of innovation and progress. So as I envision it, the world is really bustling with wait a while. Okay, it's really bustling with activity and excitement as scientists and engineers work tirelessly to create and improve upon the latest AI technologies. By the way, AI is artificial intelligence. Okay, everywhere I look, I see machines and devices that are powered by AI, and from smart homes to self-driving cars like Tesla, advanced medical technologies, and sophisticated financial systems. So these technologies are seamlessly integrated into our daily lives, making our world more efficient, convenient, and connected than ever before. But the true wonder of the advent of AI is not just in the technology itself, so don't you think? But in the possibilities that it unlocks for human creativity, innovation, and discovery. And with AI as our partner, we are able to solve complex problems, explore new frontiers of knowledge, and unlock some full potential of the human ingenuity and imagination. Of course, there are also challenges and risks that come with the advent of AI. So as we continue to push the boundaries of what is possible with this technology, we must also grapple with ethical questions, okay? And ensure that AI is developed and used in a responsible and ethical manner. Okay. Now, in our discussion today, we are going to focus on two things. So we're going to discuss how AI is changing the way we approach questioning and how it can be used to enhance learning. And lastly, we will discuss how AI can be used to generate questions and provide personalized feedback. Okay, kung kanina, nagpa-practice tayo magtanong, ngayon gagawin na natin. Magtatanong na tayo. Okay, it is important that to note that AI should not be seen as a replacement for human questioning and interaction. So while AI can be a valuable tool for enhancing learning and facilitating critical thinking, it cannot fully replace the benefits of human-to-human interaction, which is essential for developing important social and emotional skills. Marami pa ring limits yung AI. Hindi pa siya ganun ka-powerful. But it's already here. So we must be able to utilize this technology to our arsenal. So AI is changing the way we approach questioning by actually offering new possibilities for personalization, engagement, and effectiveness in learning. Also, these technologies can analyze large amounts of data. Imagine that. On learning behavior and preferences. And I use this information to create more customized learning paths that are tailored to the needs and preferences of my learners, in my case, okay? And then this means that AI can help learners to develop critical thinking skills by asking questions that are specifically designed to challenge and deepen their understanding of a particular topic. So let's say calculus yun, or integrated calculus or statistics, ganun. So dapat marunong silang mag-utilize nito. Paano mo ma-utilize yung AI para matuto ka ng math? Okay? So, isa yung sa mga question na sasagutin natin ngayong hapon. One of the key ways that AI can be used to enhance learning is through questioning by providing instant feedback to learners. Sa ngayon, napakarami nating tools dyan. Mamaya papakita ko yung iba. And provide immediate feedback on their accuracy and effectiveness. This means that learners can receive targeted guidance and support on areas where they are struggling, allowing them to make faster progress and achieve better learning outcomes. So everything is easy, right? Nowadays. Imagine since high school, I was already asking questions about my subjects. And as early as first year dati, parang nagtatanong na ako, oy, paano kaya yung physics? Ganun. Pupunta ako library para magbasa lang ng physics. And then, nasatisfy yung learning ko. But nowadays, you can just ask a particular AI. So, what is ganito? What is ganyan? Then sasagot siya sa'yo. Especially Google. Okay? Si Google, before, hindi naman siya masyadong used kasi nga, hindi pa naman prevalent yung use ng computers. But nowadays, without Google, we don't have knowledge to almost everything kasi everything is powered by Google. Almost. Sa mga search. Okay? When you search something, you find Google. When you want to look for recommendations, you ask Google. Pag meron ka sakit, gino-Google mo. Pag sinabi ng Google na meron ka cancer, ayaw mo yun. Parang ganun lang. Parang we always ask questions ever since nagkaroon na tayo ng technology. So why not use it in a way that we can empower ourselves? Okay? AI can also help to create more engaging and immersive learning experiences through the use of interactive tools and technologies. So for example, AI-powered chatbots can simulate conversation and provide learners with opportunities to practice their questioning skills in a safe and supportive environment. So imagine guys, if you are running a business and then you already anticipated the questions of your, what do you call this? Customers. Kaya nga meron tayong tinatawag na FAQ, di ba? Ang FAQ is frequently asked questions, which is, hindi mo naman malalaman kung hindi ka nag-practice ng art of questioning. So, before you could actually gather those FAQs, you have to survey. Kailangan mong alamin sa mga tao, or kailangan mong pumunta sa field para malaman mo ano yung madalas nilang tinatanong. Then, uso na rin ngayon yung mga automated na na customer service bots. Mapa-healthcare man yan, mapa-school man yan, laging meron. Excuse me. Okay, laging meron yan. And then, kung makapansin nyo sa ibang site, parang, what do you need? Bigla na lang may lilitaw na chat na ganun. AI yun madalas. So kapag nireply mo yun, tapos may tanong ka, may ready siyang sagot sa tanong mo, nakuha mo agad. Okay. That's how businesses integrate AI on their websites. Again, there's always, however, right? Ito nga yun. Hindi dapat makita as replacement yung AI, okay, sa mga existing jobs natin. So, we must be able to adapt. Kasi kapag di tayo nakapag-adapt, at hindi tayo marunong magtanong, we will be replaced talaga for good. Okay? So AI can be a valuable tool for instructional designers and educators, offering new possibilities for personalized learning and feedback. So one way that AI can be used to generate questions is by analyzing data on student performance and generating questions that are specifically tailored to the needs and preferences of each individual student. So, teachers, pwede po nating gawin yun sa start ng classes. Bawa, sa upcoming SEM, pwede tayo magpa-Google form, tapos lahat ng questions ng estudyante doon. Tapos lang tayo. Pwede natin gamitin si AI para i-compile yung mga frequently asked questions para masagot natin sa orientation. In that way, we could use AI to ourselves. Okay? So, for example, an AI-powered adaptive learning system can analyze a student's performance on a particular topic and generate questions that are designed to challenge and deepen their understanding of that topic. Okay. Okay. Next one. Sorry, medyo sumasama pa kayo ako. Anyway, AI can also be used to provide personalized feedback to students in a way that is tailored to specific needs and learning styles. So, for example, excuse me, it can analyze a student response. So, bawa yung mga mga sinagot niya, may mga mali, ganun. And then, pwedeng i-customize yun ni AI para mag-build siya ulit ng test for you to target those specific weaknesses that you have. So, one tool that we have right now is Alex. Ganyan yung kanyang acronym. Nasa chat, share ko siya. ALEKS. So, it is a tool by McGraw-Hill. So, sometimes they partner with schools. In particular, nung ginamit namin yan sa FU High School, it's centered on different subjects, particularly math. Yan, calculus, general mathematics, statistics. Yan. May mga sets of questions na nakalagay dyan. Kumbaga, may test bank na. And then yung test bank na yon, parang nagbabato siya ng questions based on the pretest that you have done. Then kapag may mga hindi ka pa na-gets doon, lagi ka niya bibigyan ng exercises hanggang sa ma-master mo yung mga competency na mahina ka pa. Ganun siya ang galing. And then, AI can also be used to generate real-time feedback during classroom discussions or group activities. So for example, an AI-powered chatbot can analyze the tone and content of a student's contribution to a group discussion and provide feedback on their communication skills, helping them to develop these important skills over time. However, guys, yung tone kasi, hindi yan sakop ng ng expertise. Kasi sa language na yan eh. Iba-iba kasi yung, sa language kasi, you could have different words, but they essentially mean the same thing. The mga idiomatic expressions, ganun. So, it's really hard to, for me, to decode the tone of a particular conversations. But, certain AIs like Grammarly already do this, which is, i-discuss ko mamaya si Grammarly. And then, excuse me. Sorry, paputol-putol. Okay, it's really embarrassing to have this heat and sickness at the same time. But I have to finish this. Okay, so overall, AI can be a valuable tool for designers, educators, and the like. So offering new possibilities for personalized learning and feedback. So by incorporating AI technologies into instructional design and learning, we can create more effective and engaging learning experiences that help students to develop critical thinking skills, achieve better learning outcomes, and reach their full potential. All right. So, are there any tools available? Of course, yes. So, ito yung mga ituturo ko sa inyo. Ayan. Yung dalawa muna. Pero I'll be teaching ChatGPT basic, tsaka Bing AI. Yung Bing AI, meron kayong access, I believe. So, you can try that at home. So, let's discuss first these two, Grammarly and Killbot. So, Grammarly, is an AI-powered writing assistant that uses natural language processing or NLP and machine learning algorithms to analyze written content and provide feedback on spelling, grammar, punctuation, and style. So it is primarily used as a writing tool to help writers improve the clarity and coherence of their written content. Disclaimer, I'm not sponsored by Grammarly or Killbot, okay? Hello po. Grammarly can be classified as a rule-based AI system as it uses more predefined rules and algorithms to analyze and provide feedback on written content. So remember guys, so may iba-ibang uri ng AI. Hindi ko na i-discuss kung ano yun. Pero mabanggatin ko kung anong klaseng AI si Grammarly. So si Grammarly, isa siyang uri ng rule-based AI system. Why? Why do you think so? Anyone who has an idea? Why is it a rule-based system? So, ano bang chine-check ni Grammarly? Di ba grammar? So, grammar, yung English natin, the English language has a particular rule, has particular rules of grammar. So, bale, ang ginawa ng nag-model ng Grammarly, bale, in-implement niya lang yung rules na to. Pag di nasunod yung rule na to, bigyan ng warning, suggestion, ganun. And then, a mix and match. So, ganun lang yung ginawa niya. And then, Killbot. So, Killbot is an AI-powered writing assistant. So, medyo pareho sila. And machine learning algorithms to suggest improvements to sentence structure, word choice, and style. So it is primarily used as a writing tool to help writers improve the quality and readability of written content. So Killbot can be classified as a rule-based AI system just like Grammarly, as it uses predefined rules and algorithms to suggest improvements to written content. Excuse me. So if you're not familiar with these, Grammarly helps us to correct our grammar when we are writing letters, ganun na yan, kung dito permission letters sa research, medyo gamit na gamit talaga sila if you are doing clerical work or secretarial jobs. Si Killbot naman, very useful siya kapag gagawa ka ng research. But at the same time, merong rules on how you should paraphrase particular literature. And there are different AIs to use on specific tasks. So I'm just giving these because these tools or AI can actually give you an idea on how to write questions clearly. Kasi talagang tatanungin niya parang this does that parang what you want to do this, you know, magsasuggest siya sa iyo ng mga revisions. Pero habang ginagawa mo 'yun, natututo ka din. So hindi lang siya basta-basta writing assistant. So okay. Punta naman tayo sa pinaka-controversial ngayon. So ChatGPT. Ano ba si ChatGPT? ChatGPT is an AI-powered chatbot that uses natural language processing and deep learning algorithms to simulate conversation and provide responses to user queries. So it is also primarily used as a customer support tool, but also can be used for educational purposes, such as teaching language or answering questions on specific topics. Okay. And then, ChatGPT can be classified as a deep learning-based AI system. And it uses neural networks to learn from large amounts of data and improve its responses over time. So again, it is a deep learning-based AI system. Okay, last one. Ito yung gagamitin natin mamaya, si Bing AI. So Bing AI is an AI-powered search engine that uses machine learning just like ChatGPT. Pero ang difference sila, it is a machine learning-based AI system. So, ayun yung mga AI system na pag-usapan natin ngayon. Pero I will not be going too technical because ang focus natin is art of questioning. Now, papakita natin yung art of questioning application sa mga AI na to. So, here's an example. Or so before we have some examples pala, let's have some short discussion. So, give some best practices for asking questions. So, how can you ask proper questions? So, before we go to some short what do you call this? role play of ChatGPT, and then we could actually demo some things. So habang dinidiscuss ko to, so i-reserve nyo muna yung mga sagot nyo dito. So give some best practices for asking questions for later na muna. So itutuloy ko muna yung discussion ko. Kasi baka matagalan na naman tayo sa responses. Now, let's have a recap. So far, we have discussed the type of questions, personalizing learning using the art of questioning, the ethical use of AI, the instructional design of AI, and some AI tools to help us do the art. Now, let's have some short example here. So, are there some proofs of how useful is the art of questioning across different careers? Yes, we just have answered that. So, dito, kung bibigyan ko kayo ng mga readings, pwede akong mag-attach later. So, basically, yes, there is evidence to support the idea that the art of questioning is a useful skill in a wide range of careers and industries. So, for example, in the medical field, effective questioning is critical for accurate diagnosis and treatment. So physicians, nurses, and other healthcare professionals must be skilled at asking probing questions to gather detailed information about a patient's symptoms and medical history. Okay. And then in the business world naman, questioning is essential for effective communication, problem solving, and decision making. So asking the right questions can help managers to identify opportunities, clarify goals, and gather information to inform strategic planning. So sa education and journalism, more on gathering information lang talaga. Okay? So, sa medical field, important si art of questioning kasi dito nakadepende kung malalaman mo kung meron bang history yung patient mo. Para, kung tama kasi pagtanong mo, madadiagnose mo ng mabuti yung sintomas. Kasi madaming nagkakamali talaga. Okay? And human error is not inevitable. It's really inevitable pala. Sorry. Okay. So, here's a short role play which used ChatGPT. So these are normal prompts. Okay. Guys, meron tayong tinatawag na more complicated prompts, but for the purpose of academic honesty, I will not be sharing those prompts with you. What I'll be sharing here is an encouragement on how you can use ChatGPT or Bing AI to actually teach you concepts, not help you cheat with academic work. So, ayun yung use ng AI. Magtanong tayo to learn. Hindi yung ipapagawa mo sa kanya yung isang bagay na hindi mo naman na responsibility mo as a student. Okay? Just a disclaimer. Okay. Let's see if everyone has a grasp of the short lesson. So here, we see a conversation between a questionnaire and the AI, which is ChatGPT. So sabi ni questionnaire, ChatGPT, can you explain the concept of inverse functions in mathematics? So, yung uri ng question na ginamit niya is open-ended question. So, expect mo na isasagot sa'yo ni ChatGPT is ganito. Sure, an inverse function is a function that undoes the action of the other function. In other words, if we have a function f of x that takes the input x and produces an output y, the inverse function f raised to negative 1 will take y as an input and produce x as output. So can I provide any further details on this concept? So dito, anong ginamit ni ChatGPT? Anong klaseng question yan? Anyone from the group? Hello? Hello? Did everyone catch that? Okay, may delay pala. Sorry for that. Okay, so I'll wait for 30 seconds for you to guess what's the answer. So, what type of question did the AI ask? So, correct. So, ito, nakita ko yung sa YouTube live. So, sabi ni Ferdinand Magpayo tsaka ni Nino, okay, ayun. Si Raymond, yan. Si John Lloyd, close-ended. That's correct. Okay, it's a close-ended question because ang sagot lang dito is yes or no, which is sinabi ni questioner, yes. Okay, nagpatuloy siya. Could you give me an example of that of an inverse function? So again, that's a probing question. Okay? So ano sinagot ni ChatGPT? Sabihin niya sa'yo, of course, one common example of an inverse function is the trigonometric function sine and cosine. If we have an angle x and we use the sine function to find the corresponding y-coordinate on the unit circle, the inverse function arcsine will take that y-coordinate as input and give us the angle x as output. Similarly, the cosine function and its inverse arccosine are also inverse functions. Okay, sinagot niya na maayos. Ayan, si questioner, sabi niya, can you explain why? Ayan. Some open functions don't have an inverse, which is an open-ended question. Then lastly, sabi niya, yan, certainly, one reason why some functions may not have an inverse is that they are not one-to-one, meaning that there are multiple inputs that produce the same output. So in order for a function to have an inverse, it must have a one-to-one so that each output corresponds to a unique input. So for example, the function f of x is equal to x squared is not one-to-one since both x and negative x will produce the same output when squared. So as a result, it does not have an inverse function. So from there, kung di mo naintindihan yung example ni ChatGPT, you can always ask questions. Ask. Okay? But the problem is, hindi po sila lahat free. So there are only some certain limitations with AI before you could get blocked with asking too much questions. But the thing is, these are subscription models. So if you have budget, you can always purchase a subscription of these apps. Sa ChatGPT, alam ko by invite pa lang yung ano nila. But Killbot and Grammarly are already available for annual subscriptions. So sometimes school offer them for free. Like LaSalle, for example, alam ko nag-offer sila ng free Grammarly tsaka access sa mga different institutions. So it's important if our university support some of these AI tools. So I highly discourage ChatGPT. But for being AI, which is i-demo natin later on. So okay, I think papakita ko siya after ng presentation. So I'll give you some quotes from non-researchers that are actually giving some evidence. Bakit effective si art of questioning? So according kay Dory and Herskovits, 1999, effective questioning is useful across different fields. The use of real-world problems and case studies can foster students' question-posing capabilities and improve their problem-solving ability. Galing. Okay, so for instance, presenting students with complex real-life scenarios and encourage them to think critically and engage with the subject matter on a deeper level. Students, okay, this is addressed to you. Whenever your professors ask you something like a HATS, pag sabi mong HATS, higher order thinking skills, na question, itry nating munang scrutinize using the art of questioning before we make complaints, because complaining won't solve everything, but questioning can solve it. Okay? Before natin complain, hirap ng exam. Try to question everything first. Saan ka magsisimula? How will you divide the question? You must think it. Okay? Next. Another evidence presented by a researcher by Ge et al. 2005, sabi niya, question prompts can be used to scaffold novice instructional designers' problem solving process in ill-structured instructional design problems. So, ano meaning nun? So, pag sinabi mong scaffolding sa education, parang you're giving guidance to students. So, as teachers, binibigyan mo sila ng hagdan para ma-reach nila yung top. Okay? So, dapat laging ganun sa mga instructional materials, sa pagtuturo. Pero we have different approaches, but this is just a suggestion. Excuse me. Okay, continue. Again, so according to Kamerman and Dory 2008, So guided question posing while using a metacognitive strategy can improve student skills to pose complex questions and analyze them according to a specially designed taxonomy. So what does this mean? Excuse me. So this process allows learners to develop a better understanding of their own thought process and become more effective thinkers. Ay yung goal natin, maging effective thinker. Case-based questioning exercises can drive the learning process and improve students' learning outcomes, which is according to Remark-Zick et al. 2007. And then, I think last na yung part na to. Ay, second to the last. Classroom questioning is a crucial learning and instructional strategy that helps students gain a better appreciation of what they are learning as well as how they are learning. And lastly, constructivist theories can guide teaching and improve students' learning experience. So, for more information sa constructivism, tanong tayo sa mga taga-edu. Ayun lang po. Kasi hindi siya part ng art of questioning, so hindi ko na siya masyadong i-elaborate. Okay? Now, let's have some final thoughts on our talk for today. So, the art of questioning is an important skill in instructional design that can enhance learning outcomes, promote critical thinking, and personalized learning experience. And then effective questioning involves the starting with the end goal in mind, using open-ended and probing questions, and providing specific and actionable feedback. Lastly, AI can be used to enhance questioning, but it is important to use judgment and guidelines for effective usage. Okay. And then here are my references. Okay. Ngayong tapos na tayo sa presentation. So, facilitators, can I demo a 1 or 2 AI app para po na?
Okay, sir, I think we could accommodate that po para mas immersive ang ating lecture.
Yes po. Okay, let's go. I'll just open the browser. So, ang napapakita ko sa inyo is what students can use. So, if you have a laptop right now, pwede kayong pumunta sa Microsoft Edge and please log in your Microsoft account. Yan. As of now, this AI is still, I think it's still on beta stage kasi sa Edge lang siya nagagamit, or it's a feature of Microsoft kasi talagang sa kanila lang. Yan, just setting it up right now. All right. Excuse me. Can you see my screen now? Wait lang ha. Wait lang. Ayan. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir, we can see your
Okay.
screen na.
So if you have Microsoft Edge, this is yung itsura niya. Ngayon, if you will scroll upwards, okay? If you will scroll this upwards, makikita mo si Bing AI. Okay, this is powered by what we call the GPT-4 or the latest improvement in language processing models. So, pwede kang magtanong dito ng almost everything. So, GPT-4 is more precise than GPT-3 and GPT 3.5, which is multimodal. So, ibig sabihin ng multimodal, kaya niya mag-accept ng input sa image, text, at iba pa. Depende sa plugins. But right now, we will not use any plugins. We'll just use the text itself. And here are the settings for the Bing AI. So you could actually use this kasi meron po kayong Microsoft account. So pwede kang mag-creative. Pag sinabi mong creative, mas mahaba yung sasabihin ni AI. Pag more balance, sakto lang. Pag more precise, maiksi lang yung sasabihin niya. Okay, so let's try to ask the same questions that we are asking a while ago. So dun sa part ni role play, naranasan ba si role play kanina? So let's repeat that role play. So sabi natin kanina, can you explain the concept of inverse functions in mathematics? Yan. Ay yung una nating tatanong. Tingnan natin kung ano sasagutin niya. Yan. O, di ba ang galing? So, an inverse function is a function that undoes the action of the other function. Yan. Galing, di ba? So, in this way, you could actually ask questions. So, bawa, hindi lang about dito yung itatanong mo. So, can you list down some topics that I need to know before starting this lesson? Yan. Ano ba yung kailangan kong malaman para matutunan ko tong bagay na to? So that's how you personalize your learning. Yan. Tapos sasabihin niya sa'yo, so sure, here are some topics that you might want to review before learning about inverse functions. Yan, the definition of function, how to find the domain and range. Ayan. Teachers, ito po yung prerequisite lessons ninyo bago natin, para ma-make sure natin na nakakasunod yung mga estudyante. Yan. Make sure natin na alam nila lahat to bago tayo mag-introduce ng bagong lesson. Like, for example, konting recap lang. O sige, before natin i-topic yung inverse function, mag-recap muna tayo about sa definition of function. So, what is a function? So, ganun. So, that's the first step of art of questioning. So, you ask, what is a function? And then, sasagutin ka niya. Then, malalaman mo kung ano yung function. Then, you ask, how to find the domain and range of the function. Ayan. Nagsisimulate ka na ng learning. Di ba? So that's how easy it is. That's how you could actually use AI to your arsenal. So how to find the domain and range of the function. Then pwede kang mag-ask ng examples. Oh, pwede mong sabihin dito, give some examples on how can I get the domain and range of baka sabihin natin quadratic equation. Yan. Meron siya step-by-step process. And then those step-by-step process, pwede kang mag-derive ng question sa kanila. So, how do you write the quadratic form? How do you find the vertex of the parabola? How do you define the domain of the function? How do you, parang ano yung proof na domain ng function is all real numbers? Ganun. Pwede kang mag-create ng questions out of the answers that the AI gives you. And from there, you could use the art of questioning to target some specific personalized learning para masabi mo na, alam ko tong concept na to kasi natanong ko siya. Okay? So that concludes my discussion for today. So I hope nakalearn kayo ng something. So again, that is the talk about the art of questioning and its relevance in instructional design and the advent of AI.
All right. So thank you so much for that very insightful and significant lecture and sharing. So it is indeed true that it is important to ask questions effectively to promote exchange of information and, of course, to foster learning. So with that, we hope that our dear student participants have learned from our dear resource speaker. And now the platform is open for our students. You may comment your questions in our live streams comment section and also in this platform's chat function. I will be reading your concerns or your queries, and I'm very sure that our resource speaker is very capable of addressing them accordingly. So kanina, meron na po akong mga nakitang mga tanong. Okay, so let me just read those. Okay. So when you were beginning with your lecture regarding the art of questioning, merong nagtanong, ito rin po ba yung concept na ginagamit ng AI in mimicking neural networks? So it's quite a technical na term, neural networks, but I suppose it has something to do with deep learning. So can you say something regarding that query?
Okay, I have to clarify that I don't have that theoretical expertise with AI. So I just focus on instructional design, some areas of programming like R. And yeah, AI is a very complicated thing. So yes, tama yung sa neural networks thing, but I don't think, paki-ano nga yung question, hindi ako nalinawan dun sa anong klaseng ano daw po?
Yeah, sir. So, ang sabi po niya is, ito rin po ba yung concept na ginagamit ng AI in mimicking neural networks? So, I suppose neural networks are the ones that are existing in our systems. Ano, kapag nag-iisip tayo, we have
Mm.
neural networks. Artificial neural networks yung tawag kapag AI yung gumagawa nun, or artificial intelligence yung nagko-conduct ng ganoong klaseng processing. So, ang tanong niya is, ito rin daw po ba yung concept na ginagamit niya?
Ay, iba-iba. Pero kagaya ng
Oo.
sinabi ko kanina, si Bing, machine learning siya. So, hindi siya gumagamit ng deep learning. Doon sila nagkaiba ni ChatGPT. Si ChatGPT, deep learning. So, talagang mas large yung data pool niya compared kay Bing. So, pero the thing with Bing is that it gives free access to ChatGPT, to GPT-4, which is sa side ng ChatGPT kasi, ang binibigyan niya lang free is 3.5, which is a far inferior to GPT-4. Ayan. So to answer your question, so I guess ChatGPT uses, just like in the discussion mentioned a while ago, it uses neural networks, and Bing AI uses machine learning, ayun po. Not deep learning.
Okay.
So sila nagkaiba.
Okay. So I hope we have been able to address your concern accordingly. Another comment, not necessarily a question here, ang impressive nga po ng ChatGPT. Merong person na gumagamit ng language that only has approximately 7,000 speeches. ChatGPT was able to translate it almost perfectly. So I think they have had parang knowledge on how powerful that tool is. And then we also have another commentary here. This is in response to your discussion too, regarding the best practices in
Yes.
questioning.
You got
So
it.
this is from Miss Johan Monica. Best practices, number 1, do not be afraid to ask questions. Number 2, watch your tone. Number 3,
Yes.
keep your
That's important.
questions short or brief. Item number 4, be a good listener. Item number 5, have knowledge about what you're asking. And item number 6, don't forget to say thank you.
Yes, that's correct. And
Ayan.
guys, it's really important to actually apply some manners and ethics when asking questions. Kasi minsan, yung questions natin wild. May mga questions kasi tayo wild eh. Single ka ba? Ganun, may jowa ka na ba? Ganun. Dapat meaningful, yan, first and foremost. And then, second, dapat dapat tutumbukin niyo yung punto. Hindi yung tipong magtatanong ka kasi hindi ka nakinig. Magtatanong ka kasi may gusto ka pang malaman. Gusto mo pang mag-dig deeper na hindi kayang sagutin in real time ng teacher mo. Like, syempre, since our teachers are really working hard and not every time they have the time to, or they have the luxury of time to think about answers to your questions. So you could always ask Google or AI. However, we must always remember that AI occasionally create mistakes, and hindi po siya except Auto GPT, which is a different thing, sa different pakyan. Okay.
Yeah.
Si Auto GPT kasi meron siya memory. Si Chat GPT, si Bing AI, wala silang memory. So after a very long period of time na hindi mo binisit yung thread nila, and then you ask a prompt, albawa, parang, what is your name? Sasabihin nila yung default. So nakakalimutan nila. Wala silang retention. Ayun yung kahinaan ni AI.
Okay, so I think that has something to do with the limited memory na characteristic ng AI. Ano? So another commentary here. Thank you so much nga po pala for responding to our concern. And then another commentary here. Sabi dito ni Mr. Romulus Christus Australia, using Bing AI is comparable to using ChatGPT 3s and ChatGPT 4s for free daw. So parang mas ideal na gamitin itong Bing Chat as compared to ChatGPT's versions.
Okay, may disclaimer ako daw. May limit yan
Yeah.
20 per day. So hindi niyo siya maabuso.
Ayan. So anyway, lahat naman ng sobra, di ba? Parang hindi
Yeah,
rin
that's sobra
naman
ba?
gaanong
Yes ba?
beneficial yung kanyang effect. So anyway, let me just revisit dito rin sa ating comment section sa Zoom, meron tayo ditong response to your second discussion. Sabi ni Miss Quinton, lady, good afternoon po. I think one of the best practices in asking a question is making sure that your question is clear, specific, and direct so the person you're asking will not be confused. Ask questions one at a time so the listener could focus and answer each of the question accordingly. Also, utilize courteous and respectful words that can start a nice connection between the two of you. So it's very important to build a nice rapport, 'di ba, before you probe, 'di ba? Before you go to the probing questions. Okay. Ayan, so that's just me reading their commentaries. We have a question here from Mr. Gabriel Francis Paraiso. Sir, what are your insights about AI-generated arts?
Okay, so AI-generated art. So yun yung ano, hindi ko siya in-include sa art of questioning kanina kasi it doesn't involve questions. It only involves descriptors. So dalawa yung na-experience ko na, yung DALL-E ng OpenAI tsaka yung Midjourney. I have subscriptions to both. I think I could show Midjourney. Okay lang po ba?
Okay, sure. Go ahead, sir.
Sige po. I'll show Midjourney to you. Kailangan ko ng access kasi sa Discord. Wait lang. I'll be showing you the Midjourney. Okay. Wait lang po. Wait lang.
Okay, so while
So
Mr.
here,
ayan,
meron
sige,
po mga
go.
questions?
Marami pa pong sumunod. Isa,
Sige po.
dalawa,
Sige, mag-answer
dalawa
po
lang
muna
po.
tayo ng questions habang pinaprepare ko po
Sige,
yung ano.
go, sir. So, this question is from Mr. Zebedee James Pantaleon. Good afternoon, sir. How would AI affect our current curriculum? So, it's quite parang broad
Oh,
na
yeah.
tanong.
Okay, sige. Big issue yun ngayon sa ano. Actually, may ethical use si AI sa instructional design, teaching, and different fields. You could not use it first to generate your RRL. That's very dangerous. First, ChatGPT, an example, nagge-generate siya ng false RRL na hindi naman nag-exist. But it shows you that it's legit. Because what it actually does is that it predicts the next word. Depende sa need ng prompt mo. Kaya importante na matutunan mo yung art of questioning para alam ni AI hanggang saan lang siya. Hanggang saan lang yung limit siya. Makontrol mo yung behavior niya. Like, mapa GPT-4 man yan or GPT-3 ang gamitin mo. When you ask a prompt like, create a literature review for this, ganito ganyan. Bibigyan ka niya ng literature review. However, those are not accurate. So we must be careful with that. And then second, ethical use of AI. Should not ask it how to create bombs, how to create drugs. Kasi ibablock ng AI. Ibablock talaga ng AI. Now while we are actually in the verge of this AI discussion, sige, I'll be showing you one of my tools, which is what do you call this? Midjourney, yung sinasabi po kanina. Sige. Okay. Medyo private tong ating server, pero okay, nakikita ba ang aking Discord?
Ayan, nakikita naman po, sir.
Kita siya? Ayan. Ito yung mga prompts na ginawa ko kanina. So, nag-prepare na ako ng mga iilan. So, as you can see here, anong difference niya sa ano? What's the difference of Midjourney sa ChatGPT? While here, pwede kang mag-utos ka, pero at the same time, pwede kang call this. Yan. Sabihin mo, design a sleek and modern logo for smoking-related brand. The logo should feature a cigarette and be monochromatic, using vectors for a crisp and clean look. Utilize stock images to ensure high resolution and final products in HD, blah, blah, blah. So, paano ginagawa niya yan? Paano ginagawa ni Midjourney yan? Paano siya nakakapag-generate ng mga magagandang images kagaya nito? Yan. Depende sa style na gusto mo, lahat. You could actually imagine all of this. Actually, guys, I imagine the art of questioning. Ganito yung naging result niya. Ano pa ba? Ito pa, pwede kang mag-create ng mga artworks na ganyan. But again guys, okay, ano lang tayo, disclaimer lang tayo. Midjourney uses a database wherein nandun lahat ng mga artworks from different sites. And then it uses those para mag-interpolate, mag-edit, ganun. Pinagsasama-sama niya lang yun, depende sa need mo. And then, yun yung mag-generate. But right now, I think it's already on version 4. There are a lot of features that are already introduced with it. Kaso, what's my take with AI art? Yes, you could use AI art, but you could not say that you created it. Okay? Sabihin mo AI generated. Yes. Because it's still art. Kasi syempre parang hinelp ka na mag-conceptualize ng AI. Pero it's unethical to sell it. Okay? It could be used for personal usage or commercial use kasi meron namang license si Midjourney. However, you could not say directly that, oh, I created this watercolor painting, ganun, because you have only generated it using existing images in Midjourney. Ayun lang po. So, for me, it's kind of the gray area. It's partly ethical / unethical. And
Okay, so yung prompt lang yung galing sa'yo, ano? But the artwork really is not yours to claim. So, thank you for entertaining that concern, sir. We have one commentary here regarding your question about the best practices in asking questions. This response is from Ms. Kimberly Gabat. Think about what you want to know. Choose the applicable type of question for it, be it open-ended or close-ended, etc. Make a specific and clear question about it, then ask it politely. And okay, we also have another question here from Mr. Yeswa Jaira Lorenzo. Good day, sir. Since AI was among us even before the 21st century, what do you think was the primary driver behind the advent of AI today? That's a great question.
okay. Actually, I was really shocked by that. I mean, hindi ko na-expect na magkakaroon ng ganyan kabilis na improvement ng AI. Hello. Sige. Siguro it's natural for us to actually have this advent of AI right now because of introduction of apps. Ngayon, nagkaroon lang naman ng ganyan, parang biglang pag-boom ng mga AI kasi naglabas ang mga ilang big tech companies ng improvements na, uy, meron na palang ganito, bakit hindi nilalabas? Yun nga, yun yung issue, yung isa-isa, si Bing AI. So bigla yung nilabas. And then Google has this new AI also. So syempre, if a particular company has this AI, meron silang advantage over that other company. The other company has to compete with that growing market. Kasi if they don't compete with that, they will go bankrupt. Kasi malulugi sila dahil yung isang company na yun, nagbibigay ng greater features over low amount of price. So I guess it all boils down to the influence of other companies. It's a natural thing to occur because there's an existing competition on markets regarding AI. And siguro the move of big companies embracing this concept really pushed the technology too far.
Okay, so sabi nga 'di ba, habang mas dumadami or mas lumalakas yung competition, the consumers or the clients such as us, 'di ba, are the ones benefiting from it. But of course, we have to always be very careful, okay, with the utilization of those platforms or products as well. We also have another question here from Mr. Aaron Paul Francisco. I think this is parang parang iniisip na niya kung ano yung pwede mangyari sa future. So, is it possible daw po ba for AI to replace us in our jobs?
Ayun. Okay. There is one way for AI to not replace us in the future, and that is to learn the art of questioning. The next level of the art of questioning is prompt engineering. So, sa prompt engineering kasi guys, kapag marunong ka na magtanong, marunong ka na mag-scrutinize ng iba-ibang concepts, nalaman mo na lahat, nalaman mo yung pasikot-sikot niyan, mabilis mo nang ma-adapt yung AI. Kasi actually, a lot of opportunities abroad, and abroad pa lang siguro, yun, prompt engineer. Nag-hire na sila ng mga prompt engineer para ma-automate yung mga processes. I cannot say that it will not replace us, but for you to use AI, correct in a correct way, you actually have to have the expertise to actually use it. Bawa, bilang ako, instructional designer, gagamit ako ng AI to, kailangan ko ng summary ng isang report, tapos, syempre, parang tasky siya if mag-run pa ako ng macro, pwede ko naman ilagay sa AI para i-automate yung process. Ayun, nagiging helpful siya doon. But it will not replace us. It will just give us greater responsibilities. Because, yes, because of AI, we can already have this a lot of productivity. Marami na tayong kayang gawin. We are basically like gods already. Like we could at a click of at the hit of a keyboard, click of a mouse, could already generate a lot of information. However, if you let that information control you, or wala nang nanggagaling sa'yo, wala nang nanggagaling input sa'yo, you just know how to ask questions, that's the time that you will ask yourself, parang, wait, AI is gonna replace me in the future. So you will not be replaced if you adapt with the current technology, but you will get replaced if you don't adapt. Yan. So mas maganda if ngayon pa lang, yun nga po, parang timely tong ano ngayon, yung discussion natin about art of questioning. Because if people don't know how to ask questions, how will they be able to use AI? And if a lot of people uses AI, hindi tayo ma-replace. We can just use it as a tool. You know?
Ayan, very well said, sir. And I'm quite happy with the discussion that we're having here right now, kasi even the students in the comment section are answering to the questions or the queries of one another. So we were able to facilitate learning in that sense. So ayun, thank you for the very significant and useful, 'di ba, na sharing na ginawa ninyo sa amin this afternoon. So I was being called upon by one of the facilitators na we were able to entertain the last question. So unfortunately, to the ones that are still pending, we may ask na lang our dear living in the IT era instructors to respond to your concerns. In as much as we want Mr. Mandap to stay with us this afternoon, it's very limited of time that we have been given. So it's quite a pleasure working with you, sir. So with that, we would like to show our sincerest appreciation to you, Mr. Mandap. May we present this certificate of recognition? Okay, and then while we are preparing for the certificate, may I ask our dear students here in the Zoom meeting to please turn on their cameras for a short photo opportunity with our very capable research speaker. And also the facilitators, fellow living in the IT era instructors that are still in the Zoom meeting. Ayan, pwede tayong mag-turn on ng videos, okay, for a photo opportunity. So let me just read the citation. Bulacan State University College of Science awards this certificate of recognition that is being given to Mr. Marco C. Mandap in grateful recognition and commendation of his invaluable efforts and exemplary performance as the resource speaker in the webinar in MST 101D, Living in the IT Era. The Art of Questioning, Its Relevance in Instructional Design, and the Advent of AI, held this 6th day of May 2023 via the official YouTube channel of the Bulacan State University College of Science, given this 6th day of May 2023, signed by Dr. Edgardo M. Santos, the Vice President for Academic Affairs and the Dean of the College of Science. Once again, our sincerest appreciation for your sharing, Mr. Mandap. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the prompt, okay, for our tech committee to take the picture. Alright, so I see several faces, ayan, na naka-turn on na yung mga videos nila. Okay. So sige, pabilang na lang and notify na lang if you're already taking the picture.
Okay po, good afternoon. Ayan, screenshot lang po. In 1, 2, 3, smile. Ayan, isa pa po. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
All right, so thank you all so much for participating, and once again, thank you, Sir Marco, okay, Mr. Mandap, for your sharing. Sa susunod po ulit.
Sige po. Thank you.
Okay. And to our dear students and to the ones who are in the Zoom meeting, may we give a warm round of applause to the facilitators as well as to our dear resource speaker. And paki-comment na lang yung inyong applause, ayan, emoji sa ating YouTube live stream. Okay, and please do not forget to take a screenshot of that, as well as the ones who are in the Zoom meeting. Okay. Ayan. So I'm seeing a lot of comments. So I hope you're clapping because you have learned something, and it is not just a requirement, or response to what I have just requested from you. But anyway, let me remind everybody regarding the evaluation. So the form or the link will be posted later. And of course, ayan, as we end our webinar today, let me say, or let me acknowledge the people who are behind this very significant and successful event. So I think that sums up our event this afternoon. Warmest thanks also and congratulations to our dear student participants, and of course to our team corresponding or consisting of Ms. Dea Stephanie R. Angeles, Mr. Arcel F. Galvez, Ms. Aubrey Rose Gan, Ms. Mara N. Rojas, Ma'am Gertrude C. Reyes, and Ma'am Rosalie S. Villafuerte. And of course, yours truly, Ms. Judianti Zumala, as your Master of Ceremony. So this concludes today's webinar. We hope you have learned something today. Have a pleasant day ahead, and to God be always the highest glory. Thank you.
Let you do our share in the sky.